cleanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
Who am I?
Sure enough.
I can't hear you.
Sure enough. Sure enough.
Shogun. Shogun.
Sure enough, they was trying not to let us in, but damn it, they letting us in today. Good morning, everybody. Hey, look at it. The Zoom is back. The Zoom is back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the AM King Show. You already know what it is. J-Pad, CLB, and the Abbott. We are here once again. Like, subscribe, and share. We are here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The Kings. Definitely the trump card is in effect. And good news, everybody. We are live this morning on the AM King Show YouTube channel. We made it. 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 So we're here, man. You guys can see me on my JPad, the Juggernaut channel, but you can also go to the AM King Show at gmail.com or at the AM Kings Show and see us over there and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are here and we in effect. Once again, you already know what it is. Fellas. It's good to be in the building with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Good to be in the building. Oh, Cookie Man over there.
Yeah, right.
You get the fiendish smile on his face. Man, we was cracking the hell up yesterday, man. But yeah, man, we back in effect once again. Like I said, the AM King Show page is definitely in effect. So you guys make sure you go over and subscribe to the channel and tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe because we will be here. We up in the building. You already know what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who want to share the page to Facebook, go ahead and do that. You know, I personally got my page deactivated because Facebook just is what it is. And so man, we're moving forward with YouTube. We got to go where we feel like our audience needs to grow, and this is where our audience needs to grow. So we're here in effect. You already know what it is. We're gonna get started with a two-piece no biscuit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get started real quick, and we're gonna I got a few tracks, guys. I got a few tracks that felt like today was the time for them. You know what I mean? I felt like today was the time for them. You know what I mean? So we're gonna go ahead and run these tracks and let you guys check out what's going on. Something timely for the day. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share. But have a listen to these tracks. This one is called So It Seems. And then I got a song with a message behind it called Time to Quit. This is both J-Pad, the Juggernaut. Check it out.
So it seems. So it seems. So it seems. So it seems.
The world in confusion today.
So it seems.
Little kids ain't got nowhere to play.
So it seems.
We get down on our knees and pray.
So it seems.
Dug low before the gat is sprayed.
So it seems.
We striving to live and survive.
So it seems.
There is nowhere to run and hide.
So it seems.
The mentality, global genocide.
So it seems.
What?
So it seems.
Said what?
So it seems.
The black man lost all masculinity. This a big blow to our community. Little kids throwing gang signs up in the streets, showing no compassion, no humility. Kiefer Sutherland, the designated survivor. No strive for greatness, no eye of the tiger. The news is saturated with death and destruction, bioterrorism. That be the function. All Black Lives Matter, but what we fighting for? There's a bigger agenda. Need I say more? We all want peace, justice, equality. It's a long way to the mountaintop. Come follow me. The world in confusion today.
So it seems.
Little kids ain't got nowhere to play.
So it seems.
We get down on our knees and pray.
So it seems.
Dug low before the gas spray.
So it seems.
We striving to live and survive.
So it seems.
There is nowhere to run and hide.
So it seems.
The mentality, global genocide.
So it seems.
What?
So it seems.
Say what?
So it seems.
The mentality is bickering and quarreling. You say you on your business, but you don't know a thing. Too many wanna rap, too many wanna sing, too many snooze and nap, and that ain't worth a thing. Marvin Gaye tried to warn us in the ecology. The coral reef is dying up in the Florida Keys. Unusual floods up in Houston, Texas. The distraction is purchase you a new Lexus. 500,000 homeless in the United States. Such an icy reception, better get you some skates. The wildfire is burning up in the Amazon. They're hiding secrets and info up in the Pentagon. The world in confusion today.
So it seems.
Little kids ain't got nowhere to play.
So it seems.
We get down on our knees and pray.
So it seems.
Dug low before the gas spray.
So it seems.
We striving to live and survive.
So it seems.
There is nowhere to run and hide.
So it seems.
The mentality, global genocide.
So it seems.
What?
So it seems.
Say what?
So it seems.
Yeah, that's called So It Seems, an unreleased track by yours truly, J-Pad the Juggernaut. We got one more that's unreleased. It's called Time to Quit. Catch the message.
You gotta know for yourself, man. You gotta know when it's time. When it's time to just throw in that towel, man. Give it up, you know what I'm saying? Trust and believe, I know when it's time. I know when it's time to close the book. Open up a new chapter. Feel me? Juggernaut on this. Unmasking. Yeah, let's get deep, y'all. Give it up. Throw in the towel. Know when it's enough. You better learn how. Hoping and wishing things will swing in your favor. Playing yourself with that negative behavior. Throwing stones when your house is made of glass. Karma's a bitch, it always comes back. Shut it down, let it be. Him and her together just wasn't meant to be. Set yourself free, let it fall off your shoulders. You got big willy dreams, time's ticking, you're getting older. When is it time? You sit and ask yourself. Take that liquor and Molly, put it back on the shelf. Quit them cancer sticks, quit snorting cocaine, quit living a lie. It is time for a change. Be an example for your children, they need mom and dad. Quit faking the funk, inside you're really sad. It's okay to be done, you had a hell of a run. Close this chapter of your life because the time has come. Are you listening? Do you comprehend? Whatever ain't working, it must come to an end. Separation from phonies, them so-called fake friends. Crabs in a barrel, separation from them. Be grown women, be grown men. Choices you make will put your ass up in the pen. Is it worth the risk? Price tag placed on freedom. It's all in what you stand for, what you choose to believe in. Instead, you are a victim of your own selfishness. No Al Green, no love and happiness. I know the drill, I had to learn it myself. It don't agree with my program, I gotta let it rest. Or keep bumping my head with this block in the road. Too much dead weight, time to lighten the load. No longer going back to the bullshit. I'm free to be myself, cause it was time to quit.
Yeah. Recognize it for yourself when it's time to quit.
That was some fire there, kid.
Well, look, man, appreciate it. I had to get them with a two-piece of some messages today. Our music is not just, about having fun. It's not just about, in the street or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you got to get something to spark your brain up a little bit. And so happen to be one of them artists. He happens to be one of them artists. We understand these messages are calculated and they are for the times. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, those will be coming. Those will be coming out because I feel like now is the time to start spreading these messages around. You know what I mean? But purposeful and intentional. You know what I'm saying? I did those records because I know that there's people out there sometimes they need a message like that. You know what I'm saying? They need a message that can give them a perspective that might be different by the way they think. And we always talk about your thoughts and how you can channel your thoughts into better outcomes. And part of that is admitting it to yourself that there's certain parts of your life that you gotta be like, look, man, it's time for that to cease. Day-to-day engineering for me had to go. It was time for it to go. I knew that I could give myself permission. That's why I said I'm free to be myself because it was time to quit. It wasn't that you should be a quitter. You just got to know when there's certain things in your life that have to cease. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you have to make an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? We've all had to do it here on the AM King show. And you know what I'm saying? That's why you see the examples that you see every week when you're here with us. You know what I'm saying? You see everybody has gained some type of knowledge and wisdom and understanding within themselves, and then and the growth happens from there. And that's what you see, and that's why we're able to administer these messages to our followers. Like, subscribe, and share. Once again, we are on YouTube today. YouTube, we're here. Let's get into our topics, though, fellas. Let's go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Our first topic for today, guys, is this. It says 10 key dates to watch as government shutdown nears record length. I don't think most of the country is paying attention to this factor right here. But today we're bringing it to you, and we're going to have a quick talk about it. It says the federal government shutdown is already one of the nation's longest at 21 days with no end in sight, as Democrats and Republicans in Congress remain locked in a bitter stalemate. The shutdown has placed 750,000 federal workers on furlough, forced air traffic controllers and other essential workers to work without pay, and closed national parks, federal offices, and museums. In an escalation from past shutdowns, President Donald Trump, we don't call him Trump over here, we call him Donald Trump, has also laid off thousands of government employees and paused infrastructure projects in Democratic-led cities to try to pressure Democrats to act. When will the shutdown end? The Democrats continue to demand the extension of expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies and the reversal of Republicans' recent Medicaid cuts be included in a funding measure to reopen the government. Republicans insist the government should reopen with a clean bill that keep spending levels the same. A handful of Senate Democrats have broken with their party and to vote for a Republican-backed bill to fund the government, but not enough of them to reach the 60-vote threshold to overcome a Democratic filibuster. Here are key dates to watch as the shutdown marches on. October 22nd, which is today. The shutdown becomes the second longest. The shutdown on Tuesday tied the 1995-96 shutdown as the second longest in the United States history. If the shutdown continues into Wednesday, October 23rd, it will become the second longest at 22 days. That is tomorrow or Wednesday. Well, after Wednesday into Wednesday. If the shutdown continues into Wednesday, which is today, I'm sorry, October 23rd, which is tomorrow, it would be the second longest at 22 days, trailing only the 35-day shutdown in 2017 during Trump's first term in office. Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay, let's go to the next one. October 24th, first full paychecks of federal workers are missed. So that is Thursday. Federal workers are set to miss their full first paychecks on Friday. On Friday, October 24th, if the government remains closed. Depending on their agencies, federal workers' next paychecks are scheduled for October 24th, 28th, or October 30th. In all, more than 1.8 million paychecks will be withheld from civilian employees of federal agencies if the shutdown lasts through October, according to the Bipartisan Policy Center. Federal workers received their October 10th paychecks, but it was only their partial salaries because the pay period included 3 days of the shutdown from the 1st to the 4th. Now, October 25th, Trump leaves for Asia. He's set to depart on Saturday, which is the 25th. I got my math right now, for a multi-day, multi-country visit to Asia. That means if a deal to reopen the government is not reached by the weekend, then it would likely extend until Trump's return to the United States. Not only is Trump's involvement in negotiations widely seen as critical for a resolution, there's also a more practical consideration. Trump must sign any funding bill to end the shutdown. Okay, it's unclear how long Trump will be out of the country, but the trip is expected to wrap up at the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum in South Korea, which is set for October 31st and November 1st. There, Trump is scheduled to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping. I think I said that right. October 31st, the next paycheck for military members due. So members of the military receive their October 15th paychecks, but it's unclear whether the government has the money for their next paychecks on October 31st. Okay. October 31st and November 5th, the next checks for congressional staff. Okay. So their checks are meant to be missed. They may be missed. You know what I'm saying? Staff members of the U.S. senators missed their first paychecks on Monday, October 20th. They will miss their next checks scheduled for November 5th if the shutdown is still going on. November 1st. Good morning, B-Boys TV. You already know what it is. Yes, indeed, Raym. Open enrollment for Obamacare begins on November 1st. Democrats have circled November 1st as a key deadline for Congress to extend the expiring Affordable Care Act credits as part of a bill to reopen the government. November 1st is when open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act, known as Obamacare, begins, and millions of Americans will begin shopping for their 2026 health coverage plans. If the subsidies are not extended by November, healthcare.gov consumers could experience sticker shock when they start searching for their healthcare plans. Premiums are expected to double for millions of Americans if the subsidies are not renewed, according to the research organization KFF. November 1st also, Head Start funding is at risk. November 5th, record for the longest shutdown. So if it makes it to the 5th of November, which is just a few weeks away, less than a few weeks if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at the calendar. Yeah, it's a few weeks away. 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today will be the record for the longest shutdown. That feat currently belongs to the 2018-2019 shutdown during Trump's first presidency, in which Republicans and Democrats battled over funding Trump's border wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. I know everybody remembers that. November 21st, Thanksgiving travel begins before the holiday. Congress could face increasing pressure to reopen the government by Friday, November 21st, when traveling starts to spike before the November 27th Thanksgiving holiday. Like other essential government workers, some 13,000 air traffic controllers and about 50,000 Transport Security Administration or TSA's officers have worked during the government shutdown without pay. Without pay. So next time you're in the airport, think about that. November 24th, the holiday break for lawmakers. Members of Congress could also be motivated to reopen the government before their week-long Thanksgiving vacations begin on November 24th. But if the shutdown continues beyond the nation's turkey and football holiday, then lawmakers are scheduled to return to Washington to work for the first 3 weeks of December. Okay. Okay, and that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we're at. So I just wanted you guys to be aware of that. Let's talk about that this morning, guys. See if we get some perspective. LB, what you think, man?
I think this all an experiment. You gotta think about it. They brought the National Guards in certain cities. Now all of a sudden they cutting off food stamps. All this debate and all this politics shit going on all of a fucking sudden and shit. It's all planned. They want to see the reaction of what the Americans gonna do, what they don't have, what they usually give you and shit, and see what's gonna happen, and then they're gonna make it permanent. That's what I think.
Absolutely. If anybody saw the COVID pandemic, that was one of those things that LB just mentioned. That proved a significant theory to these people because they seen how when everybody said, "Oh, there's a shortage of toilet paper," and seen people fighting over toilet paper, people fighting over standing in line in these situations, they seen how easy it was for them to manipulate mentally the country. You know what I'm saying? They easily put the country in a state of panic. It was swept under the rug. How many people actually died during the COVID pandemic? I mean, nobody talks about it now, but man, it was a significant amount of people. See,
Yeah, this is it's like people are stat chasing. Like over here, stat chasing. James Harden stat chasing. You got you got a whole bunch of people just stat chasing. It's looking like this dude is the president is stat chasing.
hmm
That's what it looks like. And who knows exactly what this radical unpredictable person is going to do next. That's why I say stay with high vibes because universe trumps all.
yes.
Ha 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 ha. The universe trumps all.
If you didn't know, now you know.
Yeah, so stay with high vibes, people. And what was the other thing I was going to say? It's kind of important with the pandemic too. That was my cousin caught COVID before it was called COVID, and he has AIDS, and he survived. And this is when no one knew what it was. He had it bad. He was on a ventilator, all that. He survived.
Yeah, because
Therefore, I
you're right.
conclude,
See, because people did not know that the corona or COVID virus existed well before the pandemic.
yeah. So he had all the symptoms that all the people had when the pandemic happened, and he survived. So therefore, I conclude they was killing people. He had AIDS. Let's be serious.
Mm-hmm.
He had AIDS
Mm,
and survived that when they didn't know what to do.
mm. Deep, deep. Abbott.
Yes, sir. I guess I don't mind repeating myself because
Right.
I think it takes at least 7 times for people to absorb what you're saying. Um, Looking at Trump, and we can't totally blame Trump for the shutdown because the Democrats is blaming the Republicans blaming the Democrats, but Congress has to make a decision, and it's based on assets over liabilities. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have the assets to cover your liabilities, then we have an issue. And that's where the issue in the shutdown comes in. But I'm going to say Trump and his regime
Right, if you will.
if you will, plan on crashing the economy. Getting, I don't know if you guys have seen what's the one movie about stocks, The Wolf of
Wolf of
Wall
Wall
Street.
Street.
Hmm.
Wolf of
The
Wall
Wolf
Street.
of Wall. If you've seen The
True
Wolf of
story, by
Wall
the
Street,
way. It's a true story.
message,
And he just got out of prison like 2, 3 years ago.
Wow.
message. So what
Message.
happens is once all the stocks drop to the bottom,
Hmm.
then all of those guys at the top, the 2% that control the whole stock market, they're going to buy everything down here and then they're going to remain in control as it rises back up.
Mm.
And I like to keep it hip hop. You know, I like to keep it hip
Yes,
hop.
there's a lot
So,
of correlation there.
yeah, just like the music that Pat was playing earlier, and there's a time frame that it's aimed at, but I'm gonna go back to EPMD, Total Chaos.
No mass
No mass
confusion.
Nah.
confusion. No
Mm.
magic tricks, Houdini, or I Dream of Genie. Disrespecting acts from here to Tahiti. It's a 1, 2, 3 count, and I'm out without a doubt.
Woo, man. Hip hop is like the blueprint, if you will, which KRS-One had an album called The Blueprint.
Yeah.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Well said, brother. Like, subscribe, and share. Great first topic, which segues into our next one. I think we just been on a roll, so let's let's keep it going, man. This is the former vice president of Pfizer speaking out on the 2030 agenda. Let's have a listen to what he had to say. This is very interesting.
Unfortunately, I think this is just the beginning. So I've learned when people tell you what they're going to do, don't ignore them. So when the UN and Bill Gates and Klaus Schwab tell you that they've got a UN 2030 plan with sustainable development goals, I think there are 17 or 21 of them, and every one of them says you won't be traveling, you won't have a private car, we won't be using international shipping to move goods around, there won't be any flights except military or perhaps very rich people. You won't own anything and you'll be happy. You probably won't live in your own house. You'll be using much less energy for everything, including heating, manufactured goods, and so on. When they tell you that, you should assume that they're serious about it. And so I think COVID has been part one of a multi-act play that's going to take 10 years that will destroy the liberal democracies completely. We've already, if you think living in a democracy, now ask yourself who you could vote for that would change this, because I don't think there's anyone you can vote for anywhere that is guaranteed things. So I don't have an answer, but I'm telling you, I think we're sliding down through the gates of hell. I'm speaking out. There's nothing in it for me. I've lost lots of money, all my friends. I'm away from my home and family, and I'm speaking out because, as I close, I am absolutely sure what I've told you is substantially true.
Former vice president of Pfizer, one Pfizer, speaking out. He lost all of those things. When they tell you that, you should assume that they're serious about it. That's what I heard him say. And yeah, I think it's more so for awareness. We're not here fear mongering. We're here creating awareness, and we're still coming with the message to stay high vibes, stay in the light, if you will. You know what I'm saying, and stay focused on things. But yes, indeed, for context purposes, we got to know what people are saying, so that way we understand. This guy used to be the former vice president of Pfizer, so I wouldn't sit there and take what he said lightly, but at the same time, just understand it for what it is, and it is awareness. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back around the horn, Abbott. Oh, Mike.
Yeah, man.
Mike time.
Let's go back to what C said.
Yeah.
He had a family member that just survived. And why did he survive? Because this whole COVID thing was an overreaction to a common cold. It's just a common cold that, the president of Pfizer, he was on point. He said, it's a common cold. So y'all overreacted and came with these, and um what really gave me a red flag? Bill Gates, when he uh retired from Microsoft, the company he built, and then started a whole group of scientists that he put together
Yep.
to start putting, vaccines together. And I'm like, now, I don't even want to point into any particular. This isn't even a race thing. So let's not say the white man is doing this and the white man is doing this. It's a class thing. You know what I'm
We
saying?
said this, and like you said, P, seven times at least until people catch it. We're on number 4.
This is a class thing. So they're making it seem like, oh, we're humanitarians. I'm gonna quit my $1 billion job at Microsoft, and then I'm gonna come over here and make vaccines. So these same guys who voted Trump in, who kissed his ring as he came in, and we could say a list of names, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. I'm calling y'all out. With Zuckerberg, all of y'all, you know what I mean? They got a plan that goes beyond 2030. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
so basically, it's a killer. This vaccination, it's a killer, and it's population control. We've heard LB say this several times about population control. I mean, we'll keep repeating ourselves. Like, subscribe, and share.
You already know what it is. Well said, P. C.
Oh man, a lot to unpack. Yeah, not to take lightly what he's saying. At the same time, the plan that he talks about is the old agenda, and again, they're putting the old agenda as a forefront. There's a new agenda that they're not telling people. Whatever is put out, and I told my peoples this a long time ago when they were researching secret societies and all that other stuff. So y'all not paying attention, are you? Say, well, what do you mean? They're in control of all information. They've been in control of all information before the time of the flood. So anything you know right now, anything that's being presented to you right now is because they want you to know. So if you know their plan, that means there's something new.
Mm-hmm.
So people are expecting this great calamity, this
Like P
great
said,
demise.
message.
Yeah, people are expecting this great demise, this great calamity, things to happen. Yes, some bad things will happen. Yet it's not going to be on the scale as they're saying, because people are expecting all that. Then out of nowhere, this thing happens, and it's like, whoa, what happened? Well, when you was thinking about this over here, we did this over here. So you just got to hold that.
Mm, mm. Well said, bro.
Stay with high
Stay with
vibes.
high vibes, ladies and gentlemen. LB.
There's just too many people in the world. They find a way to eliminate them and shit. So they already got it all planned. You know my famous word.
Yep. You should know it by now. Say it with him.
Population control.
Population. Hey, we can't make this shit up.
We repeating ourselves today, so you know what I mean? I gotta fit in too.
All
So
right.
yeah. It's all controlled, man. They know what they're doing this shit, so that's why everything is planned the way it is. Everything is taking like itty bitty steps and shit to get to where they're trying to get to and shit. They're not gonna just throw it all at you at once and shit. So you gotta wake
Right.
up.
Right. Repetition in this case is a good thing because we need to make sure that our listeners and our followers know that you have a choice. You do have a choice. You do not have to stick with the rigmarole that's going on around here. You don't have to do all that. You can stay in the light. You can stay high vibes. You can keep yourself in a good space when you're aware of things because fear is of the unknown. and this is me repeating myself, fear is of the unknown. Fear is of the unknown, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say it again. Fear is of the unknown. Once you become aware of things and you have awareness of them, it enables you to move in a more positive manner with an ease. And knowing yourself is the most important part of all of those things. Knowing yourself and being self-assured. Self-assured.
Question, guys.
Yep.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
I know the answer, but it's a question because you always say fear of the unknown. We have to extend it further. What is the unknown?
Exactly. That's for the listeners. I understand it completely. But yes, for those of you who can answer that question in the chat, go ahead and chime in. Go ahead and chime in.
And it's one word. It's a one-word answer.
It's a one-word answer. It is. It is. I'm allowed the chat to do this one. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we're administering the lesson. We're administering the teaching. And yes, that is on top of what I said. You know what I'm saying? If you can figure that out, put a comment in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Interact with us this morning. And let's make sure that we are all on the same page. Let's make sure we're all on the same page. And it's leading right up to our next subject. Like I said, let's keep the ball rolling. This is a brother Yakai Awakened. If you guys don't know who he is, you will in a minute when you see his face. You know what I'm saying? Is it the Antichrist? Let's go ahead and talk.
South Korea, China, India, the US, Japan, Russia, and the European Union racing to create artificial suns.
I think it's the Antichrist because, when you look at from a biblical sense, it says that Christ is the Son, S-U-N. But we already know symbology, Christ is the Son, S-O-N. So when you create a new son, you're being anti-Christ because you are literally trying to recreate or knock the original son out of its position to create your own. Now, the reason what they said is to make basically a sun out of a nuclear capacitor. What they say for they can do it without creating carbon dioxide because they pushing this whole climate change bullcrap on the world, which there's really no such thing as that. Now, I believe that it is something going on worldwide that's happening with the climates. That's why you see all of the different, species washing up from the oceans. You seeing catastrophic events happening everywhere. They shooting all these different satellites up in the air. They putting sun stimulators on the natural sun, and then you seeing all these false suns rising. The problem and the issue with that is it's under a different light code spectrum. I actually studied this. So they tried to get it as close to the sun as possible. I got an artificial sun in the room right there. It's called biophotomodulation therapy, but it gives off the ultraviolet light therapy and it gives off that red spectrum. Theirs give off more blue than red, and we know that blue light spectrum from the sun is very, very stress inducing. But we know that the red light takes away stress. So you got to just start asking yourself, for one, y'all making false suns. Not only are y'all making false suns, y'all putting these suns in the sky, and then when you putting these suns in the sky, you're turning up the blue light more than the red light, and the blue light induces stress, specifically in what you would call carbonated beams. So what are you really trying to do?
Why?
Brother Yakai Awakened. Brother Yakai Awakened once again, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never really seen his content, he's a holistic doctor. First and foremost, he can devise you a game plan to heal yourself of anything, like similar to one Dr. Sebi. You know what I'm saying? He is like a modern day Dr. Sebi, if you will. And there's a few of them that are out there, but that was a very interesting perspective on a whole different subject. And as the man said, he did the research. You know what I mean? So let's get some reaction on that, LB.
Shit, I think if they're changing it to the color blue to stress them out more, now you got to go to the doctor. Now you got to get a prescription. Now you're part of the pharmaceutical trend that they want you to come in anyway. So now you got to spend, or they making money off you now. Now you locked into their system. The oxygen ain't clean no more. Everything's different now. So everything's going straight downhill. We're riding on a Titanic, but don't even know it.
Man, riding on the Titanic, don't even know it. See.
Not discrediting the man.
Okay.
He's on to something. At the same time, false logic. That's false logic. Because if he's coming from the perspective I think he's coming from, he's coming from a more holistic perspective towards Christ and Antichrist, and the answer would be no. That's false logic. That the Christ that, if you dig deeper into the history of it in terms of the concept of Christ and where it comes from and how it affects us as a whole, then his opinion probably changed. Another thing, yes, they are. He's touching on what they're doing, but that's not exactly what they're trying to do. It's actually a little bit deeper what they're doing, and it wouldn't necessarily be quote unquote antichrist.
Okay.
Per se, it's how can I say it's more so a person lashing out because of trauma, and through the billions of years that and the things that conspired, they're now trying to redeem themselves, which is why we have the old way dying out and we have this new way coming in. So it's a matter of a person, a deity from long ago, fixing the problems that they made and bringing forth something good. So I wouldn't, me personally, from the things that I've seen, studied, and been through, and how I view it, I wouldn't necessarily call it the Antichrist in terms of that, because the Antichrist in itself would just be a person or a group of people. It wouldn't be artificial intelligence, because
Right. That, and that's just his opinion. You know what I mean? That is his opinion. Okay.
Yeah, just saying, just talking in terms of symbology, the beast represent, the reason why it's called a beast, because it doesn't follow an order of things. It does things on its own free will, and it will become greedy. So that's a human thing. That's a human nature. AI follows a strict code.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well said. Well said. See, I man, I love it, man. I love it. We're given the perspective that needs to be given. And last but not least, the abbot, the general.
You gotta have
it. The general.
Got to have it. One thing I'm definitely going to agree with him about is diversion. All of the diversion you see. This is October right now, so we correlate, right? So Hallows Eve represented by an orange, which is in light, but who do Halloween?
It's actually
all year
Halloween.
round. Nope, I'm talking about Hallows Eve tonight.
Yeah, I know. It's Halloween Eve, then Halloween, then All Saints Day.
Right. So there's people who follow the rituals all year round, and they're goth. These goth people, and that their makeup, black. They makeup is blue. So that part of what brother was the color, you know what I mean? That's what their represents. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they want to make it seem it's a fun celebration. You know? So, yeah.
Right.
Shout
for entertainment.
Shout out to staying.
Yes, indeed.
Stay tuned. So
yes, guys. The Woke Show coming. LFXmedia.live, ladies and gentlemen. We will be in tune with Abbott. You know what I'm saying? Blunt Conversations. Misery, what's going on? Good morning, brother. You already know what it is. Like, subscribe, and share. We are strictly on YouTube today, and we are thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you guys are here with us and tapping in, and share it out to Facebook, share it out to wherever you want to share it to. Feel free to do that. You can still do those things, even though we are on YouTube. The people still on Facebook can catch us in real time. Let's go segue to our next subject. Thanks to C for this one. This is about the psychology of the God complex.
The God complex. complex isn't divinity, it's a fragile mind overdosing on its own illusion of control. The prefrontal cortex, the part that governs empathy and restraint, goes dim while the brain's reward system floods with dopamine, turning power into pleasure. The amygdala, meant to signal guilt and compassion, misfires. So another person's pain becomes validation instead of a warning. People who claim they felt like God aren't divine, they're hollow. What they call power is often just compensation for years of humiliation, neglect, and emotional starvation. When you strip away the arrogance, what's left is an aching need to matter, twisted into domination. And yet the cruel irony is that many of these minds could have been brilliant. The same sensitivity that feeds obsession could have fueled creativity, discovery, even empathy, if nurtured instead of suppressed. Genius and pathology share the
Man, see, that was a powerful one. I looked at that and I said, wow, man, wow. Break it down for the people one time.
Okay. I use a simple phrase, a simple saying. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolute. Absolutely. So the thing is that when one gets power, we see this all the time within history. People come into power, they abuse it continuously over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. We see it in Trump. We see it with him doing it. And the problem is a lack of empathy.
Like that, like the video just said.
Lack of empathy. And that starts at home. You cannot love without respect. You cannot respect without care. You cannot have care unless someone was there to teach you boundaries. You cannot be taught unless you were sat down and made to listen. You cannot know how to listen unless someone first listened to you first as an infant growing into a toddler.
Correct.
So it all starts at home. Empathy is the key. Love is the key. Love is the way.
Absolutely, man. That is well said. Well said, LB.
Yeah, that's well said. Yeah, it's about getting in where you fit in. There's a lot of people try to do things they can't do, and then they're out their league, and then they get upset or things don't work out and stuff. They just should just be focusing on their strengths, and then progress from there.
Well said. Well said. I think it's definitely something where I alluded to in timeline. All they can say is, yo, look at me. Attention seeking, all you really see. She just be shaking her ass. He just be flashing the cash. All of the bitching, complaining, just so people can see what you saying. Abbott.
Gotta have it.
Yeah. That starts with a list of instructions myself today.
Oh, say it again.
The corruption starts with a list of instructions. You know, to pen and pad. That's
yeah, man. Add it to
that work.
I was just getting ready to say, you know, it was on my mind.
With instruction. The corruption starts with a list. So when you get this list of instructions, you somehow you be corrupt. So if one of the is telling all the employees in, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? These are the instructions that are given, but does it have to do with my as a associate or worker? You know, that's just one example. Little things you can, as the leader, you know, like certain things. When I come across at work, and it's making people busy. You know, busy time for people to do really nothing to do. Like, there's nothing to do. Leave me alone. You feel me? I'm here to, you know what I'm saying? Don't straighten these napkins out. Hey, get these chairs and
Yeah.
leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone. I'm
Yeah.
here on the clock, and I'm salary. I'm here just on the clock. Here for me to do. Leave me alone. So that eruption, and you see in a lot of the people that are so-called leaders, it really up to see one of the rules being broken, but you're not having the empathy enough to say, all right, let's get done. Let's not violate, you know, finish work done. And if we get the work done early, we can chill. So that's all vibrating high. All I can say.
Yes, indeed. C said this, quote, I am grateful for and comprehend that my vibrations attract everything I need to fulfill my declarations in life. Love is the way. I think that was timely and well said, brother. Thank you so much for that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is not popular. This is necessary. This is not popular. This is necessary. What we're telling you is necessary. It has nothing to do with popularity at all. We stand to gain nothing from what we're telling you. We're not trying to, make you guys think that we're just the authority on this and the authority on that. But we are giving you perspective because it is necessary. It is not popular. Sometimes, I'm a guy that always has stood on the side of necessary. You know what I'm saying? I firmly, from my core, believe in necessary over popularity. You know what I'm saying? I have amassed some popularity being a music producer. However, doesn't even, if you see how we're talking right now, I've said nothing about, oh, I am the number one this or I am the no. We don't attention seek over here. We bring awareness. Once again, we got to get a clip of Chuck saying that, man, so we can chime it in. What we need is awareness. We can't get careless. Yes, indeed. And it leads right up into another part of our segment that we like to go over, and this is health. For those of y'all that know what's going on with the go on, y'all know how this goes. We talk about these subjects all the time, but as the Mellow Man says, sometimes you gotta kind of like, tell people repeatedly messages until it sinks in. Got milk? Got milk.
Allow the feces to go in the dairy products over here. And we cool with that. And if you ain't cool with it, your government is cool with it. So you're a chump. They don't care. So we're going to allow 10% doo-doo in the dairy products. Little doo-doo ain't bad for nobody. Ain't going to hurt nobody. Milk. Their production in Europe of dairy products is different over here. See, we allow the feces to go in the dairy products over here.
sobering thought for those who
why it tastes so funny as shit.
Man, listen. Man said the milk you drink has pus, urine, and feces contained within it. You think about it. They're always doing some type of medical care on these cows. What is one of the main things that they're always treating? You know what I'm saying? Abscesses that are filled with pus. Abscesses that are filled with pus. These animals are in filthy conditions. They're no matter how clean you want to keep the stable and this, that, and the third, where the cows are, when you have an assembly of these animals in a controlled state like that, there is nothing but dis-ease running around in these situations. Let's talk about it real quick, fellas. LB.
Well, thank God I quit drinking milk years ago.
No more milk here either. Right.
I used to eat dry cereal. I was like, nah, I don't fuck with milk. I don't like the taste of that shit. Now I'm finding all this shit. Oh, man, I'm glad I did stop drinking that shit. But you got to think, though. Back in the day, the way they did things are totally different than how they do things now. When people went to work, they had care and passion about the job they was doing. They dedicated themselves for quality of work. Now, they're just there for a check. it ain't got the same effect. So a lot of things slide under the rug, and a lot of things are allowed that a lot of people don't know about. So that's a lot of things that you got to think about.
Oh, real shit, L. Yep. See, go ahead.
I'm gonna use that, LB.
Yeah, yeah,
Man.
yeah, yeah.
Indeed, in for the check. Yeah,
Say it with your chest
say in for the check.
for the check.
They have no respect.
None. Hey, see, look, everybody rapping this morning.
Yeah.
The Abbott sparked the wave.
Yeah, I remember breaking it down like that shit.
Yeah.
Don't forget
What
that
can I
line,
say?
Pete. Don't forget that line.
Oh, I'm,
Yeah. So
I'm about to type it in the AM King.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing about living and what they're doing. Well, they don't want us living past 120 years, and there's a reason why they don't want us living past 120 years.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Tell them.
Because somehow, some way, that's more time you have to figure things out. There's more time you have to meditate. There's more time you have to realize that we are love, that we are spirit. There's more time you have to connect. There's more time you have to give back to the previous generation that's coming up into the next generation that's going to be the next free world leaders. So the more wisdom I have, see the beauty about us and about our genetic codes and our minds and who we are is the fact that I can, let's say, like I studied the Britannica Encyclopedia, all of it word for word,
Mm-hmm.
and I teach it to y'all. And I break everything I learned down. I gave it to y'all. Y'all now have all that information that it took me months to get, and you got it in like 20 minutes.
Yep. Correct.
So now you have that information, and from your perspective, you get more information from the things that you go through, and you add your own information that you get from your life from like 120 years, and you give that 120-year lesson to someone in a time span of 6 months. So they have 120 years worth of information in a time span of 6 months. If I get rid of you in 60 years, you can't get the message because it's going to take you at least 80 to get it because y'all some slow freaking learners. I mean, now it's a little bit easier because we're past 2012. Now, if you notice, things are happening a lot more fast because back then it was a lot harder to get. That's why I be telling people, try to get this message now. Get this stuff now. Because back then it was 20 times harder to get things done. I was doing this by myself. I'm telling you, it's a lot harder to do it back then than it is now. It's a lot easier.
Absolutely.
It's a lot easier now.
And me and Elle talk about it all the time, how time is just slipping away all the time. All the time. You know what I'm saying? And the Abbott do stay speaking in rhyme. Go ahead, show them. Hey, the Maverick.
The Maverick.
Catch the science behind that. Catch the science behind that.
Oh man, timely, right?
Yo.
Hey, man, let's talk about the hamster wheel. That's kind of connecting what C is saying. We're on a hamster wheel. They have a timing. You retire at this age. You're tired after this age. You're dead after. It's all mapped out. Most people who are doing something, whether you love it or you're used to it, after you stop doing it, your desire for life
Instructions.
How many people have
come
you
with
seen?
corruption.
So, this is a
Instructions
real
full of corruption.
Yeah.
Instructions for corruption. They
For
come
corruption.
with destruction. So,
Mm-hmm.
what happens is
which is designed to make you malfunction. Bars.
Bars.
Want your function.
I love it here. I love it here.
You see that?
But
Trump cards come out, man.
But look,
Listen.
see with the shortcuts that he was just saying about absorbing information, and it really doesn't mean you're learning. You're absorbing. Some people minds don't absorb as fast as others. We have to keep telling y'all 7, 10, 14, 21, 28 times.
Yeah.
But so me, 50 now, right?
Yeah.
So the things that I did in my 20s, a lot of the things I did in 30s, like the things that I should have been doing, I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? And for me to have a LLC that's certified with the city of Houston, certified with the government, steps, and like LB was saying, like, you know what I'm saying? But we're going baby steps in high vibrations.
Yes.
So I looked at a contract. I'm not able to get it, but I was able to look at it, and it's telling me I need to have similar contracts on my resume to be allowed to go
Entertain
for this.
that.
Yeah. So it's called what's the contract called? Disposable paper. There's 7 different areas. There's napkins. There's sanitary napkins for women. Paper that lines around the toilet. That paper.
Yep.
So I
paper
started
towels.
checking with paper towels. It's 7 different. So part of it. They said they needed 107 cases of those. So this is for the city. This is for the city of Houston. It's a 3-year contract with the option of 1 year and 1 year. So it's contract. And just finding the price that I was quoted was $3 per case. So if I sell it to the government $5, you know what I'm saying, I'm making $2 per case off of 178,000 cases. That's $1 billion just off toilet paper part.
Just off toilet
You know what I'm
paper,
saying?
not
And
the
it's a
other
5-year
ones.
contract.
That's just toilet paper.
Yeah. Toilet seats. Seat paper.
Okay, the toilet seat paper. Okay.
So the toilet seat, we're this far away. 2026 message. You know what I'm saying? We're building a community. We're teaching people how to these government certifications. Teaching people how to get different streams of income. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, man. The more you know, the more you grow. Here first. Remember, we say this all the time. We sharpen ourselves here. We sharpen the toolkit here. The rest of the things are going to develop in a sharper and more concrete manner. You know what I'm saying? The more you know, the more you grow. The more you grow.
Remember Sharper Image?
The sharper image. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Mrs. McIntosh. Shout out.
Yo, big shout out. You already know. Man, that was a great rousing show today, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for tapping in with us once again. We see you guys in the chat, and we see you watching us, and make sure that you always are sharing the show. Once again, at the AM Kings Show. At the AM Kings Show. At the AM Kings Show. We have our own channel. Make sure you go to it, like, subscribe, make sure the bell is ticked to white, so that way you have all of our notifications when we're on live. We'll be back Friday. But before we get out of here, like we always do, we got a couple of funnies. This one came down, and I found this one, and I thought it was hilarious because the man says, I can't catch a break, but it kind of goes along with our theme because we are the PTS, prime time smokers. Let's go.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. I'm at my place of residence. What's going on, sir?
Relax. You were speeding, going 10 miles over.
I wasn't. Oh, that's bullshit.
I scanned it. License registration.
License
registration. And relax.
I don't got him.
Relax. You're doing a lot of moving. Relax.
Oh, fuck. You gonna shoot a nigga now?
If I have to, license and registration. Come on, let's go.
He said, if I have to.
What?
Are you under influence of anything right now? You seem very aggressive and nervous.
I'm not under influence of nothing. And why you sniffing and shit?
Because I'm getting an odor of marijuana.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting an odor of marijuana.
Y'all niggas always get an odor of some shit.
I thought of you cats, man. As soon as I seen that, I was like, man, this is gonna be some humor for anybody that is 420 friendly. We're gonna get a good old laugh out of that one.
Yeah. Ever got pulled over one time. I was coming from the stepping out. I was coming from the stepping out across the way, right?
The stepping out lounge.
Coming right across 18th. I'm on 18th and Ash. The cop pulls up in the opposite, dead in the face. He said, "Pargy, what you driving?" I said, "From the stepping out, just like you is. I seen you sitting there in the parking lot." I pulled over. It's like a little mechanical stuff that. 18th and Ash, by the way, is right at, for y'all who don't know.
Right, it's right there at the ECP.
Yeah.
I'm at the light. Head. He pulls up beside me in the opposite lane, like blocking that traffic from coming, and pull over. Popped in my inner circle. I had the windows rolled up. He tapping on the window. I rolled the window down. I'm playing inner circle. Bad boys, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they come for you? Yo, diabolical.
He was pissed.
He was hot.
He's like, "Get out the car and don't drive this car." I was like, I had to call my pops, and he came and got the car. That was crazy work.
Crazy work, man. The crazy work never stops, man. Speaking of crazy work, man, this young lady had some crazy work of her own. Check it out.
What did you learn at school today?
That you bald-headed.
What did you learn at school today?
That you bald-headed.
Damn. It's
He
over.
took the film rolling.
That sucks.
It's over.
You don't have
Hey, yo,
anymore.
imagine turning the camera on your child and say, "What you learned in school today?" That you bald.
That you bald-headed. It's over.
Misery said about the last clip. He said, "Hoover knows." Facts, motherfuckers always smelling something. Yeah, I smell a strong odor coming from your vehicle. Yeah, because it be in your car too. That's why. Hey, when nobody's looking, you gonna take it from me, roll it up, and smoke it your damn self.
Oh yeah, that happened to me. So yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. Well, that is our time, ladies and gentlemen, for this Wednesday, man. I hope you guys had a good educational round with us, man, and stay in the light, stay high vibes, man. We will catch you guys on Friday. Once again, go to lfxmedia.live for the Woke Show. lfxmedia.live. Go tap in with the Abbott. You already know what it is. Spinning a 24/7 on your radio plays and everything. You already know what it is, man. We're gonna holler at y'all and look at the turn. You see the turntables are stable. Once again, man, you know what I'm saying? Go to lfxmedia.live and stay tuned for monetize your message, because we'll be tapping in looking forward to that good information. You already know what it is, man. We'll catch you guys on Friday. It's the Abbott, C, LB, and JPAB AM Kings show. We are out of here, y'all. Catch the card, and you already know, stomp the yard.